I'm Ben, and this is my review on Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's a Paramount Plus original series, and I have Prime Video, so I can have a subscription to Paramount Plus, so I got to watch it there on Prime Video. Yeah, and I really like the series. It starts off as different stories for the Turtles, like they're being tracked down by a lady named Bishop, and I know Bishop from like the 2003 series and the 2012 series. So this is like a Bishop from like its own series. But yeah, this Bishop, like, she wants to build robotics, so she goes to a place to sponsor her, and she tracks down these robots because she thinks the mutants are dangerous, any kind of mutant. And there's like different stories, like one is about Leonardo and they're trying to go to this party, but then they're being chased down by these robots. And then one story is where Leo and April are trying to run away from these robots, and one is Wrath, and he goes to this chicken coop place and he runs into the purple dragons. And Han is like this guy who really loves animals and chickens, and he's like, I'm tough, but I don't want you to hurt any of the animals, which is kind of adorable. And Han puts all these chicken outfits on, and they're so cute with these little outfits. And one is Michelangelo trying to befriend this science guy. I forget his name, but he tries to go to the zoo, and then Pigeon Pete introduced to the series, and he gets mutated, but the science guy wants to get into a mutant, but Michelangelo thought it's dangerous, so they couldn't take the risk. And there's like this whole story where they're at a zoo and they run into these zookeepers. And one is Donatello going down to this subway, and they're being chased by a robot and befriending these security guards and all, and his conductor, and he's trying to figure out how to hack in. And he's having a conversation with Bishop, which is pretty interesting. And they all line up and go to this factory, and they all team up to take down the robots. And Bishop later tries to help them because she realized that like her science friend is a mutant, but then it's revealed like Bishop has this sister who was born without any legs, so she builds robot legs for her, so she wants to help people, but she thinks mutants are dangerous because Superfly, like Super Duper Fly, destroys her lab, so that's why she wants to destroy all mutants. But then she realized that not all mutants are evil, so she decides to befriend them. But then she joins the Earth Protection Force, which is like the place Bishop usually runs, but in here she gets hired, so that's pretty interesting. And there's a guy that kind of dresses up like the Bishop from the original cartoon. But anyway, so. And then Metalhead makes an appearance, which is pretty funny. Oh, so Master Splinter is talking in Vermin because Two-Price's girlfriend, so that's pretty funny. And then they dub his voice, but it's Raphael's voice in like a Batman voice, and they even joke about it being Batman. And then they tell a story about a storm that happened where the lair gets flooded, and there's like different stories. And then there's like these gang leaders, like a goldfish and an eel and a seahorse, and they try to steal a pearl to give back to their because they got kicked out there. So they try to earn their respect there. So, but there's like different stories, and there's these barnacle creatures. I don't know what they're called, but they talk in like commercials, so it's really funny to hear them talk. And one story is like Michelangelo and Genghis Frog goes to this convenience store, but the purple dragons are robbing them, and then Genghis Frog keeps eating this cat, but then Han and Michelangelo's like, don't eat the cat. And Donatello teams up with Wingnut, and then they go on this adventure, and then they sink Leatherhead to turn him back into a alligator again, and then they discovered that it's not. And then Raphael goes to this other place where they try to stop this drilling, but this drill is being threatened by these barnacle creatures that talk in commercials, which is pretty funny. And Leonardo goes on an adventure with Pigeon Pete, and there's this police officer who really hates pigeons. But the episode didn't finish, it only record 15 minutes of it for some reason, so. And then I believe that the ending, Pigeon Pete talks, so it's really funny how they resolve that. But then at the end, one of the crime bosses from the last movie, they make a deal with the goldfish, and the goldfish wanted to either go back to his home, but now he's like, I want to be bigger and gain leader and abandon my friends. And they're like, oh no. But then the eel girl, Lee the eel, I remember that, and the seahorse character wanted to just go back home, but then they realized they are mutants and they had to find their own path. Oh, also, there's another story where April and Master Splinter interact with Goldfish. I think that's his name, Goldfin. Yeah, Goldfin, and they even reference James Bond, and they try to fight Goldfin off. Yeah, so they fight Goldfin off, and then they save the day. They reunite the pearl, but to the sea life, and they replace the pearl in the museum with bird poop, which is pretty gross. But anyways, I think that's my review. I thought it was a really great series. I don't know if it's going to be a full TV series. I think it's just going to be a mini series, but I wonder how this is going to connect to the movie because they're making a sequel later, and I hope they finally get to make a sequel because I'm getting sick and tired of these Ninja Turtle movies that build up a sequel but then get canceled later. Like, think about it. Like, after the original trilogy, they were gonna make a fourth one. In fact, they had two ideas for a fourth one, but they got canceled. And then the animated TMNT movie came out, and they had ideas for a second and third one, but that got canceled. And then the Michael Bay movies came out. They made two of them. They were planning on making a third one, but that got canceled. So hopefully they make a full series and just finish it on its own. Well, anyways, that's my review for Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I thought it was a really great series. I wonder what's going to happen in the next movie, and see you next time. Oh, so I just want to bring up, you know what Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Super Mario Brothers have in common? They both have movies that came out the exact same year. Like think about it. In 1993, Ninja Turtles 3 came out and the live action movie came out, and in 2023 they had two animated movies, and in 2026 we're going to get a sequel to those. So that's kind of funny. Well, anyways, that's my review, and see you next time.